Hello, friends and beautiful people. It is Sunday Support. How are you? It is Kathryn Massell, Elevated Consciousness Coach and a 5D Visionary. Just a couple quick things. The Quantum Quintessence Society begins on March 11th. That is coming up in about 3 weeks. There are plenty of spots left. This is a deep dive into understanding and having experiential access to 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th dimensional realms. Hi Tammy. We are going to be playing very tangibly with these dimensional frequencies, these spaces, these realms over 16 weeks. We're going to spend a month studying each dimension. And this is really for those who are looking for a deeper exploration at this time. Maybe some of you have felt like you've kind of hit the wall with what you're learning, that maybe there are nuances to what you're learning that just are a little bit below the surface and you're having trouble kind of mining for that information. This is going to be a look at these dimensional realms in ways that haven't been talked about before, especially with 5D, with a lot of what's out there in terms of how people talk about and disseminate information about 5D. It's kind of a little bit surface level. And so we're going to talk about the science of each of these realms in a way that's still tangible. Every dimensional realm has a science, it has an alchemy. And when we are talking about 5D, especially, we're going to talk about things that maybe you hadn't thought about before. In fact, the feminine nature of 5D, the goddess alchemy of 5D. I have a post coming out that I'm going to talk about that a little bit. 4D being the energetic soup that it is that bifurcates and splits polarities before it reaches 3D, and going in depth in that and what we need to do in order to rise in frequency through each elevated dimensional realm and do so with a sense of completion and a better understanding, and not on an intellectual level, but on an experiential level, because we don't think our way into higher dimensional levels of experience, we feel our way there. And we can do that in a very tangible way that hasn't really been taught before. 6D, taking back our sacred geometry, which has been hijacked, and understanding what the platonic solids are and how that builds sacred geometry. And reverse engineering any kind of false dynamics that have fractured the use of and disrupted the use of sacred geometry in its purest form. We'll understand our own biology through the sacred geometry of 6D. And then 7D, which is an even closer elevated awareness to heaven on earth, and understanding sonic geometry, the sound of the universe, and working with that in a tangible way. So this is going to be a really interesting experience. It's going to be 16 weeks of support. So those of you who are looking for, especially those of you who are healers, and those of you who are here as way showers, you are here as light bearers, you're here to serve the planet, and you're looking for a way to step up into a higher, elevated level of service, this is for you, okay? That starts March 11th. The price is $299, and that's for 16 weeks, which is an incredible investment with a lot of support and guidance behind that. So if you're interested, please come and join us. The other thing is that when you join that, you'll get access to my new book, Notes on Ascension, that comes out on March 30th. You can also buy it outright. It will be available for sale on Amazon Kindle as an ebook. Look for that coming out soon. I'm sharing excerpts from it more and more on my personal page, on my business page, and here in the group in Global Acceleration of Ascension. And so today we are talking about finding your home frequency. This is something that I've been teaching for a long time, and I feel the need to kind of wind things back to a kind of back to basics perspective, because sometimes we get so much in the know of the new things that we're learning, and we forget how to how to reverse engineer that or wind that back to some basic stuff that helps us throughout our everyday human experience. We can never negate or disregard our humanness. And when we find this place of neutrality, which is finding your home frequency, that's what it's all about, is finding this place of moving back into neutrality. You kind of shed all the static and all the layers of disruption from anything you're triggered by in your external environment, and you gain sovereignty over yourself in the moment, and you gain power over your experience. And this allows you to do whatever you want to do next without disruption, without distortion. So your home frequency demonstrates one of the highest vibrational experiences that you can have as an infinite spirit while experiencing this snapshot of your infinity as a human, okay? It's a frequency that is very personal, and it's very unique for every single one of us. And it is your human glimpse into just a fraction of high vibrational energy at which your infinite spirit resonated or continues to resonate. We think of, we came into this world, it's in the past, and we resonated at a certain level before we became incarnated and went into density. But there's always that timeline that's still alive. Everything is now. So that's just an alternate or parallel timeline of you deciding to come into this human form, incarnate, and move into density. It's all about moving into that level of awareness, that timeline that holds that frequency that you're already occupying. You're just not having that be your dominant point of attention in the moment, but you can make it be, okay? So when we think of our infinite spirit resonating at a very, very high level before we decided to incarnate and come into human form, this is the energy to which you are returning to, okay? So think of this energetic resonance as your unique optimal point of attraction or attention. When you move into this resonant state, when you move into this frequency, this vibration of your home frequency, what you're really doing is petitioning the universe. You're calling out to the universe. You're declaring to the universe, this is who I am. When all of the other layers of illusion fall away and collapse, and all the things that I think I am based on the density of this realm, when all of that falls away and I agree to shed those layers, this is who I truly am. And this is where we do the great work of any kind of transformation that we're asking for, okay? And it is a neutrality. It seems weird to describe it that way, but that's really what it is. When we move into neutrality, we find this place that's kind of like a fulcrum point, and it is a complete point of balance. The way I describe it to my people in my Timelines Expanded Masterclass, when we access the fulcrum point, I ask them to imagine a seesaw. And when a seesaw is not in movement, meaning it's not experiencing polarity and it's just balanced, there is that point in the middle that creates the tipping point. That's a fulcrum point. Finding our neutrality, our home frequency, is kind of like accessing this fulcrum point where there is a balance, there is stillness, there is neutrality. So you could swap out the word neutrality for stillness if that works better for you, okay? And from this optimal point of attraction, this point of attention, you're primed to attract really limitless abundance, limitless prosperity to you in all of its forms. You're able to do the great work of shadow clearing, even if it's something that feels kind of insurmountable for you at the time. You can access this in the most direct way possible because you're resonating in this high frequency without any energetic resistance. And there's no static, there's no movement, in other words. It's just stillness, there's just neutral. And when we are accessing the highest vibration of the universe at large, that is stillness. That is neutral. There's no static. It's a clear broadcast, a clear signal. And just as the universe does that before something is created into form, you can access that same level of being. Is that something that's resonating so far? Are you guys following me? So your home frequency is your perfect energetic set point for manifesting whatever it is that you truly desire, for shadow clearing, clearing your energy body, for working on something that has been Maybe something that is in your life that's you're in a constant process of healing but never healed. Maybe it's because you're not accessing this perfect energetic set point where you're really getting to see, like, well, what's the nugget behind, well, if I feel like I'm healing but never healed, maybe I'm healing at all these levels that are above the surface of what that nugget is that really needs to be looked at. When you're in this perfect energetic set point of your home frequency, you are in that perfect place. You're in that optimal place to find what that nugget is. What's that pebble in your shoe that's causing the real disruption, the discomfort? What is keeping you out of alignment with source? You can use it for manifesting things. You can use it for creating anything, bringing in new creative ideas, a new level of imagination that maybe you haven't tapped into before. What you use this for is really only limited by your own imagination and creativity, okay? So your home frequency is your perfect energetic set point for manifesting whatever it is that you truly desire. Because while you are resonating at your home frequency, you are perfectly tuned into the creative powers of the universe. Love that idea of my home frequency. I do too. You're going to really love it because I'm going to give you an experience of it, okay? We're going to talk about a couple different ways that you can access this, okay? So I want to give you an experience of finding this right here, right now, okay? Because this is the kind of support that I wanted to give you guys today. And I'm going to do it in two different ways. The first way is the super simple, quick and dirty way, and this is how I connect pretty much all day, every day in my life, because with what I do and how I serve my clients and my community, I need to be in this home frequency all the time, because I'm the kind of person that if I'm not in integrity with what I'm doing, then I just don't do it, okay? And so I invite you to think about that any endeavor that you would be involved in, it doesn't matter what it is. Don't you want to be in integrity? Don't you want to be in alignment with source? I do. And to me, now that I've tasted that and I've known that, and my home frequency is kind of my default setting for myself, I want to be there all the time because I know what it feels like to be in these other places and it doesn't feel good. Why? Because I'm out of alignment with source. And so I invite you to look at, it's not just, sitting down to meditate and finding this home frequency. What if it's talking to a friend? What if it's communicating with your kids when they're having a rough day or a rough time, or you're not communicating with each other properly? What if it's doing the dishes? What if it's just doing, your everyday tasks that you need to do to keep your life going? Why not access this frequency, okay? And once you do, and you get used to how easy it is, and the first example I'm going to give you is very easy. The second example, we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to do a little deeper probing and investigation with it. But the first is very simple. So if you have water, and I do, I'm drinking my collagen water. I'm such a good girl, drinking my collagen water. Which I've grown to like the taste of it. It's a little bovine at first because it's bovine collagen, but you get used to the taste. And now I love it because I feel like my joints are a little bit smoother and my skin is nicer. And if you're not doing the collagen peptide thing, I highly recommend it. So get yourself just settled into the space that you're in. Hopefully you're not going to be disturbed for the next couple minutes here or so. And if you are in a place where there's a lot of activity going on, maybe you just want to come back to this as a replay later on because you're going to be too distracted. You're not going to have the optimized experience of this, okay? Hi, Diane. Hi, Janet. Just want to say hello to everybody's here. I hope I'm saying your name. Is it Yonte? Yonte Bouchard? I don't know what your name is and how to say it, so I apologize if I butchered it. So just get yourself settled into your space. Feel your shoulders drop a little bit. Release the muscles in the neck and the jaw. Okay. Hi, Denise. And just go ahead and start breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. And feel your body settle more with each succession of the inhale and exhale. Just do this 3 times. And just call in all parts and pieces of you, all fragments of you, all expressions of self that are exploring other timelines, space, dimension, time, realities. Just call those pieces in. You can imagine like little light filaments coming back in and settling back in to your human form, into your physical being. And as you feel those pieces settle in, imagine the bright white light, halo or sphere of light that is just above the top of the head. This is the 12D crystalline diamond light that you're calling in. And imagine now you've called all these parts home to you. You are in wholeness. Imagine this power wash, this spiritual power wash of this crystalline white diamond light, very luminous, bright light, washing you clean through. This is already creating some neutrality in your being and taking it down through your body, out through the soles of the feet, down through all the layers of the earth, and into the iron crystalline core of Terra. And Terra is the reclaimed earth. This is the frequency and vibration of Mother Earth that I work with at this time. If you want to call it Gaia, you want to call it Mother Earth, just simply swap those out, whatever resonates most for you. And as you feel this energy settle into the earth, simply say, I am grounded, I am grounded, I am grounded. And the next step is to, as you inhale, imagine pulling from the white light, that sphere or halo above, and the iron crystalline core of Terra below. Imagine as you inhale, pulling them simultaneously into the heart space and exhaling out from the heart space. This is initiating the pranic breath. This is enlivening the Ka, which is pranic energy. And do that again from above and below simultaneously on the inhale. And exhaling out from the heart. And on the third time, inhaling above and below, exhaling out from the heart, just call in God Self, God Self, God Self. God Self, God Self, God Self. God Self, God Self, God Self. And just feel this very subtle shift. Just allow it. There's nothing to force here. You're not making anything happen. You are allowing. Rather, you are surrendering to this energy. And whatever you feel in this space, allow it to expand. Allow it in and allow it to unfold. Allow it to completely enmesh your physical being. Expand it out. Really get a feel for what this feels like. This is your home frequency. It's going to be a unique signature for each one of you, but it is yours. Think of this then as your unique energetic set point for whatever you wish to do next. Someone triggered you, said something mean to you. Go in and find your energetic set point. You had an altercation with someone, a disagreement with your husband or with your kids. You had a bill show up in the mail that you didn't want, completely threw you off. You thought you were doing so good. You thought you were winning at life. Find this home frequency. It's always going to set you back on track. And this is the quick and dirty way to access this, okay? And there's another thing that you can do here, okay? This is the second way you can access your home frequency. So just get comfortable again. If your eyes aren't closed, go ahead and close them. Just get comfortable, quiet your mind. Breathe deeply for a few beats. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And one final time, and make this the deepest inhale and exhale. Just make a sound and let it go, okay? And keep your eyes closed. I'm just going to walk you through this, okay? We're going to go a little deeper with the probing here and investigation. So think of a time when you were at your absolute happiest. like on top of the world. You didn't want the moment to end kind of happy. This can be a day, an event, an experience, a moment in time. Just find that where you were your absolute happiest. It was surreal. It was so happy. Put yourself back there in that memory right now by allowing yourself to really expand the feeling. Because anytime you're in the feeling, that past moment, it's now. And really expand it. Really put yourself there. Imagine yourself there, having a high-def 3D surround sound kind of IMAX experience of it. Make it bigger than life. So what is happening? What's unfolding in this moment? What's going on? What is this event, experience, this moment? How do you feel? What are you seeing? Who are you with? What sounds can you hear? Is there a smell or a taste associated with this memory, this feeling that is happening now? How long does it go on? How long does this moment last? How willing are you to stretch this moment out? And just make the immersion into this memory a sensory overload. So you can put yourself right back in that moment in time as if it's happening right now, because as far as your body and your mind are concerned, your nervous system is concerned, it is happening right now. And if you can piece together your vision as vividly as possible and put the feeling there, not just the vision, but the feeling is everything. Your brain won't make any differentiation between this being a memory taking place at another moment in time in the past or right now. Your body and mind, your nervous system doesn't know any different. And just as if I were to tell you to imagine biting into a lemon, right? Your body will react by feeling you bite into that lemon, right? As if it's happening in this very moment. So you are experiencing this moment in time, this event, this surreal sense of happiness. And you're feeding all of that incredible, the serotonin, the dopamine, and the brain. All those happy brain chemicals are getting that, total uptick and upshot. Maybe you imagine hugging someone and you can get that oxytocin going too. So are you getting it? Are you there totally and completely? And if you are, excellent. This is your home frequency. This is the energy unique to only you. It allows you to resonate at your highest possible energetic vibration. And when you conjure the memory of the happiest moment you've ever known, your heaven on earth is now. And you are energetically primed to receive universal abundance, prosperity. Your manifestations tend to show up seamlessly, because you are broadcasting a clear, no static signal to the universe. This is where I'm at right now. This is my frequency. And the longer you stretch it out, the more you inhabit this resonance, the greater your life becomes. The more miracles show up, seamless manifestations, synchronicities, the right people, the right events, the right situations tend to show up for you. And it's so easy to create this feeling. That's what's crazy. And that's why, unfortunately, so many people dismiss it. It can't be this easy. But I'm here to tell you where we're going, what we are becoming, what we are anchoring in the planetary timeline of this earth and your individual and collective timeline. It is easy. It's getting easier. But you have to believe that it is so. And you have to act as if. And when I say act as if, you need to engage in behaviors like this. because it's telling the universe that I believe it is this easy. I remember that it is this easy. And I'm going to prove it to the ego part of me that keeps telling me it's not that easy by doing this over and over again. Remember, anytime we are trying to anchor a new way of being, we practice to achieve mastery. In other words, we have to do until we become. We have to do and practice with it and, engage in these behaviors. And it becomes, it's something that we do until it becomes who we are. So whatever it is that you wish to attract that would place you in this feeling space as your home frequency can be drawn to you effortlessly and without resistance. It may not show up exactly the way you want to. And so my invitation is for you to, resist attaching yourself to outcomes, because then you're coming at this energy from an ego perspective, the small you, instead of the big you. Think of this home frequency as you being in the big you, the universal you, the infinite you, the boundless you. You have no boundaries here. You have no limitations here. You have no resistance as the big you. And it's always good that when you take this back in, you take it back in with gratitude, and you can simply imagine inhaling from where you've expanded your energy out. Just imagine inhaling and pulling all this back into the heart space. And just saying thank you. Thank you for whatever, for allowing me to remember who I truly am. Thank you for this power that I feel. Thank you for allowing me to remember that I can do, be, and have whatever I want. Thank you for allowing me to remember that I am limitless, that I am boundless. And the only limitations I create are the ones that I imagine for myself. And then take another deep breath and imagine collapsing this sphere of light above and down through the body again washing you clean through, and then just grounding your energy down into that crystalline core once again. And I always like to close out by saying, I am grounded, I am grounded, I am grounded. And that's like taking all of this beautiful energy and taking it from, whatever realm you expanded out into, whatever dimensional layer you allowed your energy to expand into and delve into, you're taking that all back in, and you're allowing it to create a blended reality in 3D by grounding it. Because we don't need things to show up in 6D for us. Those things that we would physically manifest, we need them to show up in 3D, right? What good is a car in 6D? You need it in 3D. So ground that energy, bring it back home, and take it into the core of Mother Earth. It's like storing it in a place of safekeeping. And when you bring your energy back and open your eyes, just feel how different you feel. Like, take notice of this feeling too. Really take it in. You feel a little bit bigger now. You feel like maybe there's some possibilities here that weren't there 5 or 10 minutes ago. Maybe you have a new creative impulse. Don't ignore these things. Once you've grounded that energy, you're accessing a different blended reality of you, and you're accessing a part of you that's like, okay, I can do this. I can make this happen here, in this realm now. I can make my life better this way. I can serve the planet better in this way. I can move beyond limitation that I have self-imposed before this way. So let me know how that feels. If anybody's still here. Take note of any messages that just come in. It could be a word. It could be, maybe a book you're reading that you feel like, I gotta read that book tonight. Or something that you're working on, like, it's time for me to go back to that project that I've kind of left by the wayside for a little bit. Whatever creative impulses, urges, kind of nudges that are coming in right now, don't discount them, don't leave them. Make an agreement with yourself to take up the reins with what's next. Okay? Excellent, Tammy says. Good. I'm so glad. This is again, you know, one of those incredibly simple tools that can help us to be reminded of the fact that it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. We are experiencing a lingering collective hangover of this erroneous belief that anything that we want to create, it's like nose to the grindstone. We have to work our asses off. We have to become exhausted and depleted in every other area of our lives. We have to give up something in order to have it. These are all false. These are all false paradigms. And we've become addicted to that way of creating our reality. That we think that anything that's worth doing, we have to slave away at it. That is so fucking false. And I'm sorry to be sweary, but it's true. And it's only when you go to this set point, this energetic set point, often in your day, once you get used to it, it becomes, you know, stops being something that you do. It just becomes who you are. And like I said at the beginning of this talk, this is my energetic set point because I've created that for myself. It's my default setting. Sure, I get triggers and I get thrown off the track and out of alignment through things that happen because of, you know, being in my external environment and things that are going on with other people. Other people's energies can be distracting and triggering. Absolutely. I'm not saying that that's not true. But it's always my sovereign ability to be able to redirect wherever I got disrupted or distracted. You have that ability too. But you have to take that responsibility for yourself. Your energy is your responsibility. Period. Wonderful. I've been recovering from a shoulder injury for years, and I actually had a moment of feeling... come on. It won't let me see the comment. I hate that. But I'm glad I'm getting the feeling that you're feeling a little more balanced, Janet, from that, and that's excellent. I'm so glad to hear that. Let me see if I can find the full comment here. Feeling balanced between my two shoulders like my original frequency. Yes, yes. So again, you're only limited by your own imagination in terms of how you want to use this energetic set point. Do you want to use it to help you relieve pain? And I also, Janet, I have a pain body meditation that I'll put it in the comments here when I'm done that you really might like if you want to take this a little bit further for yourself. Yeah, so I hope this is helpful for you guys, and I hope that you'll go back to this. Don't discount this because it's simple, because it's easy. You know, sometimes we've been taught that if it's easy, it can't be good, or it can't be worthy, or it can't be, you know, if it's free, sometimes even, it can't be that good. It can't be useful. It's only going to be good until... No. I've been teaching this for 20 plus years now, and it's still just as good. And no matter what I access in terms of moving into a new energetic threshold, I always come back to this. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this post and this talk today gave you something that is a new tool to add to your spiritual toolbox, and it's a tool that'll keep on giving. So lots of love and light to you all. Love and peace. Happy day.